Hello, friends, and welcome to the penultimate chapter of Season 7, War 11. We are 129th in Platinum 3, pretty safe standing. And what worse way to finish out the second to last war than our old friends, Samurai Blood 3. This is our third time playing this alliance this season. We've lost the previous 2 times, and in fact, 2 of our 3 total defeats this season were from them. So taking in my team of Ghost Rider and Void and Blade, because there's a Kingpin. But first off, we have a nice little palette cleanser with a Winter Soldier. This is on just the Enhanced Armor Up armor node. So you can see that persistent armor buff that he has. It does seem to combine with his regular armor rating, I guess. It does seem to block a lot of my physical hits. So I'm really relying on the bleed damage here to get him down. I don't really want to push him to a special 2 because I do need Blade for later, and I would rather not take that block damage. So I'm going to bait out the special 1, which is completely evadable here. And I fought this guy enough in Realm of Legends farming potions that really if I get tagged with a Winter Soldier special 1 in war, I should probably just quit. So I am doing what I can here. S1, S2 doesn't really matter. They both have good amount of bleed damage. I'm really just trying to keep up the cycle as much as I can without taking too much chip damage on parries. So it's really a matter of just continuously bidding out that S1 and then going back in, pushing him over a bar of power, and rinse and repeat until he takes a nice little rock nap there. So, all right, moving right along to the middle section here, we have our old friend Wilson Fisk. Now, this was late that night, so I can do the whole path, this fight and the next 2 and the mini-boss in one set of boosts. So, again, our standing is maybe strong, maybe tenuous, maybe somewhere in between. I didn't want to really mess around with it, so I put on a medium champion boost, a low attack boost, just to ensure that I can get these fights over as quickly as possible. So this fight starts off well immediately because I don't get parried right off the bat like I did last war. Bait out the heavy attack, so Fisk does get that little unstoppable passive when he charges a heavy attack, but typically you can still punish the heavy attack because the passive debuff does not, or passive effect does not last the entirety of the animation. So this fight is still the same, similar to Winter Soldier. I wanted to cycle the S1. So whether that means using my S1 or S2, it doesn't really matter here. I avoided getting parried there. I don't know, something just told me to back off that parry, so I did so, and he did eat that parry debuff, which was a bit Nostradamus of me. So trying to avoid parry, I get a nice little intercept off there to push him back over S1 with another 5 hit. I'm in a good situation now. I can launch this S2, push him back over a bar of power, and he gets rage and overpower, and doesn't matter because he's dead. So another solid Kingpin fight for me this season. Alright, so next up, this is a Ghost. This is the same Ghost that I fought the previous 2 times we played SB3. So I knew again to go in with Blade to get the Danger Sense bonus. Since this is a Tier 3 war, it has the explosive personality, so I had to tell myself before this fight, don't hit into her block in order to bait a special attack. So she is phasing out of my bleeds. So I think if I'm remembering this fight correctly, I'm really just trying to go for the S2 and the damage. And of course, as I say that, I just launched my S1 there. The bleeds aren't really going to do much because she'll phase right out of them, a couple seconds later. Maybe, yeah, so she's being pretty cooperative overall with the specials, although I feel like I'm getting backed up here slowly. I think at one point I have to push her, so I push her to her special 2. I wanted to create as much space from the left wall as possible just in case. She has a pretty hefty dodge in. Her heavy attack has a good distance. And her special attacks, like you see there with her S2, has some good distance too. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't get myself backed up, and Ghost goes down. So I have a feeling as soon as this Ghost is duped, she will be off of defense. So, alright, so I was going into this fight expecting a 565 blade because this guy had one on his profile and it wasn't an attack. However, it's a Korg. So in my head, I had to completely switch tactics. I had dueled a couple blades before this, expecting him. So, the tactic when fighting Korg on this node, not too much different than fighting him normally. Never hit into his block. You can bait out the heavy attacks. You can parry him, but the parry stuns will turn into extra rock stacks if you do it while his rock shield is up. So medium, and then 4 light hits. Bait the special 2 if you can. Push him there if you can, because the special 1 is a little bit more difficult to block. Do not launch special attacks with Void when his shield is up, or he will purify the debuffs and add some more charges to himself. So it's kind of tough to keep a watchful eye on all that's going on the right. So there's a timer for Arc Overload, which has the little lines above and below. There's all of my debuffs. There's his armor buff from the node. He's got, look at, what is that, 10 different effects active, so trying to pick out in the heat of battle which one is the rock shield when it's down is a little difficult. So right here I get tagged by the S1, which I'm no good at dodging that. So there you see he's restoring my parry, stuns, bait out the heavy attack, go back in with some light attacks. Feeling pretty good right now. The degen will probably kill him, so this has ended up being a really solid fight for me. Only taking that 1 or 2 hits against his S1, but otherwise coming out, mostly unscathed, just a bunch of thorns damage, but you're going to have that when you fight Korg. So, alright, so I'm going to heal up here, just in case. I haven't had to use many potions this season, actually, other than that one war against that ridiculous Killmonger. So I didn't really mind. But as it turns out, I probably didn't need to. So this is a Thor Rags, as you can see. Now again, the strategy here on this node, this is the Strike Back Recovery node. My strategy is, as soon as I push him over a bar of power, I want to immediately back off and bait the special 1. The reason for that is I don't want to be caught in a situation where I have to launch a special attack to stop his power gain at 20 hits. And then between that and the strike back, if he has, a little bit over a bar of power, a bar and a half, he's going to get to his S3 almost guaranteed. So really important that you bait that special 1 and really keep him at a bar of power. Now you can see here the petrifies are up. So everything that I just got done telling you is pretty much null and void at this point, if you forgive the dad joke there. I think I did have Resonate on, for this war, so you can see I'm getting a little bit of extra degen damage from the weakness debuffs. But now that I have Petrifies up and now Fear the Void, the fight is pretty much standard because I have infinite parries. I can just bait out any special I want. I can launch more special ones without fear of strike back, without fear of his natural power gain. And I think it's just, force of habit. When he gets that power gain, I launch my special attack, but it really doesn't matter. The fight will be over pretty quickly. And as you can see, I didn't really take hardly any damage, a few percentage points, so potions ended up being a waste, but it's nice to have that safety net just in case. So, alright, so this war, we did end up losing to SB3 for a 3rd time this season. We ended up leaving a defender up. One of our guys itemed out, and that was the difference. If we had been able to clear our battle group 100%, we would have won the war. So it sucks, but these guys are really talented, and I think we've come closer and closer to beating them every time. So maybe next season we'll finally exact our revenge on them. So we got one more war left this season. It's going to be a really tough one. So hopefully we can maintain our Platinum 3 standing and end the season with some good rewards. So until next time, thanks for watching.